So I'm just going to pick up some liquid white off of here and actually use that to mark off where I want this strip of snow to go, and this colour will actually work for us because it'll be in the shadow. It'll be a shadow colour. See that? Allow that colour to actually mix right into that liquid white that we've got on there. And then while you're picking up this liquid white up in here, you can actually go back down into this area and you can actually mark out where you want the snow to actually be. Now I know that there's a cliff on this, like a cliff face type thing. So on that cliff face I'm just going to come, so I think it's going to come along here where I marked it, maybe up a bit higher, and then out to there. Yeah, that's it. And then just down there is a cliff, a little cliff that you can see, just on the inside edge. I'll just pull down to indicate that. There we go. Just got a few lumps of paint there, I'll just take out. Now I've marked out where I want that to be, but I know that I want snow in front of it and stuff, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the knife first. I'm going to get a bit of Van Dyke brown on the knife. Just in here, some Van Dyke brown, maybe a bit of the dark lavender colour with it too, just enough so that it'll mix with that. There we go. Now that actually goes up into there slightly. And it comes along here and then just drops right down to about there. Just love painting rocks with the knife. It's so easy. So you just block that in there basically, and then just behind that I want to block it in as well. I'm going to have some snow coming in front, so I don't contaminate the snow, I'm just going to put this in first, behind, put it in dark, like that. That's it. Right, and then on top of this colour, I'm just going to use a mixture of burnt sienna and a bit of Van Dyke brown together with a tiny bit of titanium white mixed with that. See that? Titanium white, burnt sienna and a bit of Van Dyke brown on the small edge of the knife. Now with that colour you can just come and touch this edge just a little bit to get some of that colour in there, and then you can actually just pull down and allow it to mix with the paint that's underneath. A lot of Alla Prima painting, wet on wet, a lot of that is about mixing the colours and allowing the colours to blend so that it looks natural. So you leave some darks, don't kill all the darks. Yeah. That's good, I'm happy with that. Just put the knife down, clean it, put it down. I'm just going to get a fan brush and I'm just going to double load it with snow, with white. So a lot of paint on the brush, both sides, to a sharp chiselled edge. And then just in here where I know I want this snow to be, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to pull straight through there. And where this actually comes down here, I want it to just fall away. Makes it look like it's really high up like it is, and it exaggerates it slightly. We are high up here, and now you can see them shadows working for you that you've painted in. Yep, blend behind, give it a nice smooth blend, and then when it blends into the shadows, the white, you can just simply wipe your brush off on a towel, and that will allow you to come back in. But what I'm going to do now, because I don't want to contaminate all this brown with white, I'm going to use the knife. So there's that. Grab one part on the little part of the knife, and I'm just going to use the knife and just put a bit of snow just in there. And by using the knife like this, and I'm being careful, I won't touch the brown and contaminate the white, and that's what I'm trying to prevent. I picked a bit up then, I knew I had, so I can clean the knife off and just get a fresh load of paint. Just over here. That's it. And the shadows will work for you. Right, now this snow actually comes right over there. Again, I just want to get the cleanest of whites, and I'm just going to touch some up into here. It's an idea sometimes to just put the paint on, clean off your knife, and with a clean knife go back to that paint you just put on, and you can actually move it around. See that, without contaminating it with the brown. And if you do like I just did there, just be sure to come back and wipe it off, because you turn it into a mud mixer and you'll make a mess, and we don't want that. I want you to have success with it. I'm pretty sure you will, from all the success people have been having from watching my videos. It's great. I love giving my secrets away. Right. Now I'm just going to come up in here now again with the fan brush, and then where I put this snow just on here, I'll actually use that area and come from that just with some white and painting an edge there. Smoother in some areas, this is snow, and then rougher in other areas. Where I've used the knife, that'll look like the rough snow. There. Just blend into that gently and softly. It looks like snow that's just mounded up there. So this, where it comes through, bring it right up through. That's it. Come down into that. Like smooth snow, and then some rougher snow just sat on the edge. But these shadows really do help you when you're doing this. They help you a lot. I'm just going to get some more titanium white. Quite a lot of paint when I'm doing this, and I just want to brighten this up a bit in here. So yes, I want shadows, but it has to be snow. I want it to be really lovely smooth snow, that. Great stuff we're getting there. Now, on this hill, I'm just going to use a 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to paint in here some of this bluey tone. Some of the blue tone, into them shadows, a bit more like that what you've got in the ocean, in the lake there. So there we go, we've got Wizard Island over there. We've got this cabin that we can just see once I've done these trees, and now we've also got all of this lovely bluey colour for the shadows in this snow. You get little hairs coming off now and again, and just pluck them off, pluck them out of there. I want this to be shadowed. It's all slightly in shadow because light's coming over from this angle. You make those shadows nice and even, so that you got an even spread. You have lighter areas and then areas that are in more shadow, and that'll give you something great to work with. Right, so I'm just going to mix up a dark colour for my evergreen trees. I'm going to use black, blue, crimson, maybe a bit of the brown, the dark sienna with that as well. Good dark colour basically. These evergreens really are dark. Usually are. You tend to find most of the time that they are just dark, very dark in tone. Now, just where this lake is, I know we've got one at the side, just there. So I'm just going to mark out where I want all these trees to be. We've got one there. Got one that comes right up in front of this. And when you do it, you can also just pull down sometimes, give them a little trunk at the base. Sometimes it helps you if you do this. Just show you this little way of doing it. Just tap all the way down with it. Now I want one to come just up into this slightly, like so. So that's going to go right through that building. And then there's a lot of rocks and stuff as well in there. Comes right. Got another one there that goes right through it, and then we've got a higher one just about there. Great stuff. Now when you're doing this, it's important to load it to a proper chiseled edge, really sharp, because now I'm just going to come up in here and I'm just going to indicate some little bits of detail on some of these trees. When you're going over that white bit, I wipe it off on a towel, reload, and then do it again, and it will work. You turn it over, get a fresh load. Brilliant. So, pop this tree just at the side of there. I know we've got some like boulders and rocks and all sorts of stuff going on in there, so I'm just going to make it dark for now. Maybe there's another tree just there. Block that off completely so it looks like that little cabin is right behind all of this, you see. That's how small it was. You could only just see it. I know that that's going to be quite blocked in just in there. Same under that. that's on the opposite side, you see, of the slope of the snow. Right, so now again, reload, and I just want to come in here and do this evergreen. Using the tiny little edge of the brush. These are very skinny trees. Patrick's actually got a friend who's out there at the moment, out here at Crater Lakes. Lucky person, eh? Very lucky. I'd love that. She was in either corner all the time, opposite corners. Loads of little limbs just hanging out there. That's good. Now there's some rocks just in here which come up to about there. And then tree like blocks them off, so it's blocking behind that, just in there. And then there's actually a rock that comes through this side of it, so it's going behind it there, and it comes down and drops down to about there. And there's another little boulder just there. But all I'm doing is planning it out in my mind as I go, basically. Really simply. I'm simplifying it as much as possible when I'm doing it, especially in my mind. Just a little bit of snow showing in between them trees from that. And again, I can put a little bit of something on this one. Good and dark in there. I'll leave a few areas with that shadow colouring because we've got some actual snow up here as well. And some boulders just where that building is. And make that look like a little bush or something that's just sat in there. We really are high up though here. We are really high. Now I know that over in here we've got a tree that comes right up in the sky. That's your bravery test for you. And it'll come right through. It's quite a skinny tree. Even show a bit of the trunk now and again through it. Work my way down the tree. brush loading is very important on this. If you're struggling to get your paint to apply properly, just push into it slightly and you'll get a little ridge on your brush just like you've got on the palette there, and that will really make the job a lot easier for you. Tree out there. This one's going to block off the edge of that. Chisel edge again, and just in there paint this tree in front where the cabin is. Great. Now I know that we've got some boulders and rocks. I'm going to get a bit of that brown that I used before. There. Another one there, another big boulder. Loads of them in here. And then I'll paint in between them with snow. In between these big rocks. Working its way down, gravity's helping it to get down this hill. Slowly but surely over time. See up in here, we've got a few of them rocks and boulders. Now I want this to have some in there. Now one thing I do want to do, I just want to use my brush with the white on, and just in here I'm going to put some snow just up in there, just in that little area. And then get a load of white both sides of the fan brush, and then I'm going to come up in front of this and bring it through, see? So you got a little snow drift just in there. Allow them shadows, it's easy to kill them shadows, don't want you to kill them at all. Right, so I'll use the knife in these tight areas. I know that I want to come in front, put some snow in there. Sometimes you can just touch it, and you see that? It gives you a little shadow. Same there, touch it, pull it down. Gives you a little shadow for the rock where it's just disappearing off. Right. Use some of this titanium white down into here, into the shadowed areas, and I want to create a bit of some stuff going on in there. Just running the brush over gently. See over here, I'm seeing we've got some sort of a drift going on. Yeah. So leave that shadow behind, put this little snow drift in that's going to follow its way on down there. Just picked a bit of the dark up then, tap it out on a towel when that happens, and you can just disappear into the snow, and you don't want dirty snow, that's for sure. Blend behind that. Yeah, that's good. Now even up into the shadow, up in here, I want to actually have a few bits of stuff going on, so I'm just going to use a bit of white and allow it to blend into there. Just little bits here and there. Quite intermediate though, just random. Just stops it all being one flat colour in there, you see. Right, now palette knife. Again with the white on, and then just over in here I'm going to use this, put some snow in between where the rocks are. clean off the knife, and then you can go back to that colour and just flatten it down slightly. See how flat I actually have to hold the knife. There we go, bit up in there, bit up in there. Bits of snow all over the place. A few little bits just on this rock. That's the one. And all you have to do is just indicate little bits of snow basically on there. With the palette knife. There we go. Now that just down in here, just about here, I've got something just showing down there, maybe another bit of cliff or something, I'm not sure. There's something just going on. And then that same colour, brown with the black and the blue, I'll put across, and just here and there I want to actually just put a few little boulders in. There's one. And little one just there. Same up in here, we've got a few little boulders just going on. Got a bit of a clean knife, and you can actually sculpt the knife to these little stones. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Got ones in between. As you're running out of colour, I just run into these other little areas and indicate stuff going on. Just some stuff going on up there. Little tiny rocks that are just showing through snow. You notice I'm following the angles of the slope while I'm doing this. These little tiny delicate things in the knife. It's great. And also what I want to do is I just want to get some of them shadow colours, and I'll do the same thing. One thing I want to do, where this rock is here, I just want to put, see where that goes under there, I want to put a bit of snow on that. Nice, just showing in between there. Now I'm just going to use my knife and run it up through these trees. There, and I'll give you a nice little indication of a trunk for them. I've had a ball painting this, it's been great. Proper enjoyed it. Something different. Nice. Now, just here and there I want to use the fan brush with the white on, and I'm going to give it a shadow tone with a bit of the blue into that as well. So this is the colour you see there, a little bit of blue to it, a bit of the dark colours like the black and all that. I don't want it to be too blue, that's too blue actually. There, something like that. And then with that, I'm just going to stick the odd little highlight here and there on the trees. But not too much, just a right little bit. There's not a lot of highlight on these at all. They're really pretty dark. But you're going to see the odd little bit here and there. In the shadows it'll work well. Pick up that dirty colour, tap it away and go back into that colour. Same down in here, I can just indicate a few bits of snow just here and there on these. Same on this one. It's really small the amounts that we're doing, but it does make a difference. It's like for this tree here, got a few little ones on. It'll only just stand out to you, but it'll just fit perfectly. There, see that stands out down there in the shadow. There's a bit more snow just there on that. Tiny bit more snow on it, that's all. Happy. Now with that same colour, the dark blue, I just want to come here and there and indicate some little shadowed stuff going on. There's like footprints or whatever in the snow. Maybe a little goat's been down here and trekked down to water's edge or something like that. I'm not even sure if they have goats there, but I know there'd be plenty of wildlife, probably some bears, a couple of grizzlies or something. Come down here with the little babies down this steep slope. Same again, just tiny little ones as well as the bigger ones. There's just little marks in the snow. You see everywhere. There. Okay. Stepping back, have a look. Great. Sometimes nice you just touch some of these with the brown. You can just put some here and there. Right then, just down in here I'm going to put a little tree that I've got just behind this. So start off there, reload your brush, and then just a little evergreen tree it's going to be. Very careful at the top of your evergreen, and then as you come down it will just get fatter and fatter constantly. I like to guide myself sometimes by doing that, and then I'll reload and I can just do some individual limbs then. Like I said, these trees are very dark. The little branches coming out to it. Again, use the knife, run the knife up through to the top. Leave your little trunk in there. Go back to the fan brush with the light blue on it. I'll just indicate a few little highlights. Snow on there, just the tiniest amount. This is the painting finished. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've all had a really good time. Take care, y'all.